Christine Muris, and I do fiber art, mostly with bookbinding cloth and paper that I sew. And my work draws on fiber art traditions that are usually done in a domestic setting, like quilting, needlepoint, embroidery, and weaving. And my work celebrates the reinterpretation of the patterns and geometry of fiber art. And in this work, I'm always pushing against the barrier erected between art and craft, because I think that's a false barrier, and it's often based on class and gender. And in my most recent work, I've been using less and less paper and more bookbinding cloth, which is a stiff, very loosely woven fabric. So the pieces begin to appear more delicate and fragile. And I'm playing with the idea that they're fragments of patterned fabric that were maybe relics or ritual garments, but we don't know what culture they may have come from. But at the same time, these pieces have a modern decorative look, so they're open-ended. And the piece in the show is Alchemy Elements 4, and that is the fourth in a series of 5 pieces of this kind of work.
My name is Tara Esperanza, and I am a painter living in Oakland, California. And I am inspired by the beauty that surrounds us daily here. We are very fortunate in the Bay Area to be surrounded by abundant botanical life. And I was commissioned a few years back to do a painting of succulents. And at the time I was working on a body of work about Mexico. I accepted the commission, though it was very different from what I had been working on. And through that process, I developed an obsession with succulents and continued to look for the plants everywhere and continued to be inspired. So from that, the series of succulents was born. And I am really interested in plant personalities and celebrating the diversity of the plant life. And my paintings look deep into the plants, and I aim to offer a new perspective. And it's my intimate perspective of succulents that I share through my art. So this painting and the 8 Bridges exhibition is called California Sunset. And it is a very close-up, tight image of beautiful succulents. So that remind me of the California sky and dramatic sunsets.
I'm Elizabeth Sher, and most of my work pre-COVID was inspired by artist residencies that were out of the country, and where I experienced new foods, new smells, new landscape, and new culture. So the piece in my show in 8 Bridges was inspired by a photograph that was taken when I went on a camel ride to go glamping in the desert. So when I come back from the residency where I make small works, I bring them to my Oakland studio and put them all up on the wall and then expand on them so they evolve into more finished pieces. I like to work with technology, but I also like to include handwork in the traditional ways that we artists make handwork. So this piece is a silkscreen that is digitally manipulated, and it is in a laser cut steel frame that was hand rubbed. The frames represent 2 things. One, the wooden frame window coverings that traditional Muslim women see the world in this filtered manner. And 2, that for me, a visitor can never fully experience an unfiltered view of a culture. So this piece, Filtered View number 1, Morocco, is a series of 4 window frames and is currently up in the gallery's 15th anniversary show, 20 at 15, which will be up until the end of January.